Amazing. That's an amazing t-shirt. Wow, lovely. Which is that like a which season jersey is this?
This is the one before the title challenge.
2017, 2018 Champions League final. Wala.
अरे नहीं बाबा, this is Suarez वाला,
Oh
Brendan
shit,
Rodgers.
yes. Oh my goodness. Ha. Oh damn. Yes, 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 yes. Oh. Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers. This is Brendan
Brendan
Rodgers.
Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers. Wow.
इस पे यू वुड रिमेम्बर सुआरेज ने वो आइकॉनिक गोल मारा था जो लुइस एनरिके ने उसको पास दिया था straight in the Newcastle box and he just like controlled it on his shoulder and then went past Coloccini, went past that Dutch goalkeeper. I forgot his name.
That was I remember that goal. I remember I was, oh my God, Suarez at Liverpool was something else. He was some other player, yaar. Out of this world player. Out of this world. Usko dekh ke mujhe, I
And
was so jealous. I used to be like, although Chelsea was still better in the league at Liverpool at that point, but I still used to feel so jealous because I like that player. Oh my goodness. What would I do to have him? Like just to watch him play was amazing.
crazy. Yeah, people like go on talking about Hazard and okay, fine. I mean, Hazard was great, of course.
Yeah.
And with dude Suarez, those 3 seasons,
Killed. Killed. He was killed.
that
Yeah. Unfortunate not to win a title, probably, but he
yeah,
killed it still. Despite he was. That's I remember that season with Sturridge also, and I was so jealous because Sturridge had just
I
left Chelsea also, and then he went to like did this madness with Suarez, and we were like, what the hell is happening? और ये कब से आया भाई Sturridge में? That was a crazy season. That title challenge season you guys had when Mourinho
it
also.
was crazy, no? Yeah,
And
Mourinho,
to from
dude.
Oh my goodness. Mourinho, man, Mourinho, Jose Mourinho. What are your thoughts on Jose Mourinho, man? Like, what do you think of Jose Mourinho? Tell me.
Jose Mourinho is a like a great friend to have, but he's a total ass
Yeah,
as a
he is.
person.
That he is. To those who don't like him, I think he's the worst kind of person to be around.
Absolutely.
And those
And
who he's
पता
loyal
नहीं
to,
यार,
he's different.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. At least I mean that's the image you get. Of course, अब असली तो नहीं पता.
Yeah.
But जोसे के बारे में मुझे like why is he becoming so bitter? I mean,
Yeah.
I see all of his interviews now, also at Tottenham. Tottenham में तो उसके साथ बहुत बुरा हुआ.
Yeah.
But also at Man United, you know, he gave some of the most iconic bites. But
Yeah. 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 He did. He did.
but but यार अभी टर्किश लीग में मैंने सुना कि he is saying that if an offer comes from a Premier League club, I'm more than open to go there and stuff.
Yes. Can you imagine? This was, I think, after a Europa League game. And
Yeah,
he's managing what? Is he Fenerbahce or Galatasaray? Which club is forgetting? Yeah, shit. Which club is it?
definitely not Galatasaray because
Fenerbahce. I think it's Fenerbahce. I think it's
yeah,
Fenerbahce.
it's Fenerbahce.
And he, after the Europa League game, I think post the United game only or something, he went like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm ready to come back." वो openly से बोल रहा है कि I'm ready to come back. हो गया मतलब yeah, I'll be as soon as possible. I'm there. I'm available. I don't want to like take a big team. Like प्लीज कर लूंगा.
थोड़ी वो वाली फील आ रही है कि he is just like कुछ औरतें नहीं हो जाती शादी के बाद की इधर लाइक कि पता है husband is like so fucking useless and they're like openly saying कि हाँ I should have just gone with the other guy like
Yeah,
15 years
yeah.
into 10
It's those
15 years into
mistakes.
marriage.
It's those blues. You're like, what did I do? Post nut clarity लोग बोलते हैं. I think that is post marriage clarity probably. For this
Something
type
like
of
post
person.
that clarity
It's
but
post
yeah I
marriage
mean
clarity.
but he's become so bitter
Yes.
and he
Yes.
was total cinema I mean that was I mean he for like I mean for instance आजकल बहुत बात हो रही थी ना this Mount Rushmore of Premier League and stuff I
Hmm.
mean for me you can't really have a Mount Rushmore of Premier League without Mourinho, more than Sir Alex Ferguson.
Definitely. No, yeah, from what he did to the Premier League, man. What he did, he made Premier League into something like, obviously I started watching probably Premier League because of him, also, and following
Hmm.
Chelsea because of him. And ऊपर से वो तो है, and obviously he loves the camera. He's a camera
Yeah,
person.
absolutely. Yeah,
He
that's what
loves
I
the
was
spotlight.
saying.
He thrives in it. उसको जब spotlight नहीं मिलती, I think he gets insecure or something. It's almost like that. So then he'll give some bites like that, कि which लोग फिर वापस आ जाते हैं, कि they keep hovering around him. You know, as Eric Cantona had
I
said.
also feel like as a person, I mean, he's a short guy,
Yeah.
but he's one of those short guys who always, have their chest out and they're always like looking up
Hmm.
and so you
Yeah.
can see that he's fucking insecure. He's very aware of his height, but
Yes.
he always makes sure that he's the leader in the room or
He is. He
alpha in
is.
the room.
I think the problem with Marino is, I think he knows he's a manager. Unfortunately, although he's a contemporary of Pep, his
Yeah.
philosophy of man management itself is so different to Pep, right?
Hmm.
एंड उस वजह से क्या हुआ है, मुझे लगता है कि भाई ना थोड़े से अडाप्ट नहीं कर पाए चेंज, बदलते हुए जमाने में, है ना। मतलब क्लॉप इज अ बंदा की हु कम आई थिंक कंबाइंस द बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ वर्ल्ड्स इन माय ओपिनियन। मुझे लगता है ही टेक्स द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ मरीनियो इन द ड्रेसिंग रूम एंड द क्लोजनेस एंड रिलेशनशिप, बट बैलेंस्ड बाय अ सिस्टम, लाइक टाइट सिस्टम अप्रोच, जो जनरेशन टू
Yeah.
जनरेशन कंटिन्यू हो। मरीनो आई थिंक वैसा नहीं है। मरीनो का है एक सिस्टम, मगर प्रॉब्लम है दैट सिस्टम बहुत ज्यादा ओवर डिपेंडेंट है, अनलाइक से क्लॉप्स और पेप्स ऑल्सो, कि वो प्लेयर को मोटिवेट कर सके टू परफॉर्म लाइक
Hmm.
आउट ऑफ देयर वर्ल्ड, लाइक जस्ट सीना फाड़ के, मतलब ऐसे ऐसे परफॉर्मेंस हर गेम में दे, हर लीग गेम में, कि वो
Hmm.
टाइटल जीत सके, नहीं तो नहीं निकलता है। दैट्स व्हाई ही डिडंट लाइक स्पर्स। उसको पता चल
Yeah.
रहा था भाई ये कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा, ये लोग कुछ कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे। ही गॉट अ लिटिल बिट आउट ऑफ यूनाइटेड, बट फिर
Yeah.
ऑब्वियसली यूनाइटेड इज अ कर्स चैलेंज, डिज्नीलैंड जैसे आपने कहा, एज कोटिंग कर्विन क्लॉप तो है ही, तो वो तो छोड़ ही दो। you know but in overall, Mourinho, man, यार वो he's literally वो मतलब it's like a SOS Facebook status update, open and available to work anywhere in Premier League.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Entertainment guy, man. He's an entertaining guy. But speaking of how clubs have come forward, Liverpool, you guys play in a few hours at the time of recording this. City abhi khel raha hai, right now against Brighton. They're winning, but you win, you go top. I mean, how are you? How's the journey as a Liverpool fan post Klopp era? You guys, legendary manager leaving. I know you would have felt obviously pretty sad and very devastated. And what now? How do you see Schlott fitting in? How do you see the culture of Liverpool Football Club today? How is that like?
I want to show you something actually. तूने क्लॉप की बात की ना.
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's that. Is it a dawdle head? Oh, dawdle wala head hai ye. Oh man, lovely. That is where he's a charming guy, man. He's a very charming guy. Such a
My mother has a crush on him.
He's a good looking man also, man. He's a good looking man. He's articulate, and he's apparently politically also, he's pretty decently outspoken on a lot of issues and stuff, also. But overall, he's like a very, like a whole package.
Pretty standard, I think, German. You get what you pay for, and like very transparent
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, yeah, he is. And he left that legacy there, right? He connected with the city, he
Yeah.
connected with globally also with fans and whatnot. Up कैसा है like
It was a
but
great
Scott.
marriage, I think,
Hmm.
from like a club perspective, from like just generally, he just fit like a glove,
Okay.
and
He did.
yeah, मतलब काफी काफी फैंस बोलते हैं ये बात एंड
Yeah.
लोगों को क्रिंज लगेगी, बट
Mhm.
सही में बाप वाली फीलिंग देता था भाई वो, सीरियसली।
No, no,
लाइक टू द
he,
प्लेयर्स, टू द फैंस, he
yeah,
was
yeah,
he
he
was
did.
like a father figure,
I get it.
literally.
I totally get those vibes from him. Daddy,
So
Daddy, he's the, he'll संभाल लेंगे भाई वो बोल रहे हैं जो सही
yeah,
बोल रहे हैं, कर लेंगे, वो बोल रहे हैं तो हो जाएगा. I got those vibes from him. Yeah,
and it's just that he's looking out for you. He's looking out for the club. You don't
yeah,
have to worry.
yeah.
And but I'll tell you what, like तुम जर्नी की बात कर रहे हो, I haven't, like all the seasons were great,
Hmm.
but it was that season where we like the first Champions League season that we played
With Klopp.
from, yeah, from like वो जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, नॉकआउट नहीं,
Group
क्वालिफाइंग
stage.
गेम जो होता है.
So I think you would group stage is similar. When the first Klopp's first season in Champions League, is it?
हाँ. So there were those teams. There are those teams now in those like in the old format
Hmm.
जिनको प्ले ऑफ या कुछ खेलना पड़ता था.
True,
I
true,
forgot.
true, 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 true. होते थे थर्ड प्ले ऑफ राउंड ऐसे कुछ होता था. Yes,
हमारा
that's.
हमारा हॉफनहाइम के साथ मैच था,
Oh,
एंड हॉफनहाइम का मैनेजर जो था उस टाइम वो था दैट जूलियन नांगल्समैन.
Nagelsmann was there. Oh wow, that long back. Okay.
या सो उसमें दैट फर्स्ट गेम
Yeah.
इज वेयर, so apparently first game was away and we won 1-0,
Hmm.
and Trent scored a free kick,
Nice.
and it was his first like Champions League goal, I think.
Wow. What a moment.
पहली बार हमने भी डिस्कवर्ड कि भाई ओ वाओ वी हैव अ फ्री किक टेकर आफ्टर
Yeah,
कुतिन्हो.
yeah.
this
True.
this guy is pretty good, he's going to take free kicks from now.
Yeah.
And then उसका जो नांगल्समैन ने कुछ बहुत ही लाइक क्लॉप को इरिटेट करने के लिए कुछ बोला था कि दिस इजंट फुटबॉल और समथिंग लाइक दैट, दे वर लकी टू विन और समथिंग लाइक दैट.
Oh my
एंड
goodness.
आई जो
So funny.
then they came to Anfield and जो atmosphere था उस दिन.
Oh boy.
You remember that? I also have that jersey. I'll wear that next time. जो
Yeah.
उस चैंपियनशिप में पहना था. It was like an old जो baseball वाले नहीं होते आपके. It's V-neck.
The V-neck, similar to kind
Yeah,
of V-neck.
yeah.
Yeah.
New Balance jersey.
Yeah.
Emre Can, like the first person that comes to my mind.
Oh man. Classic.
Emre Can, Coutinho, Sadio Mane. So Lalana, all of these people were there,
Hmm.
and उन्होंने ना एक goal बनाया था where like the way they created that goal was so good. Firmino or Emre Can and Sadio Mane, all of them were involved, and Gini Wijnaldum played a crazy ball from the midfield,
Uh-huh.
almost like a 30-yard pass intersecting, like taking out the whole of the left side of Hoffenheim.
Lovely.
Sadio Mane makes a run, and along with him is Firmino. Firmino intercepts, takes the ball, and gives a back pass to Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane runs forward. What do you call it? Chips
Overlap.
it,
Oh, chipset. Okay,
and
chipset.
it reaches this guy Emre Can on the far post,
Oh
and he
boy.
puts the goal in. And Klopp goes like all crazy,
Oh
shouting,
boy.
"This is football! This is football!" I swear to God, I mean, वो जो exhilaration जो था ना, it's unmatched.
I can feel it.
उस
Yeah.
दिन से भक्ति हो गई थी मेरी भाई क्लॉप को लेके कि भाई
भाई
क्लॉप जो है ना,
हाइप बंदा है यार, क्या हाइप करता था यार. ब्लड.
यार,
बेस्ट हाइप मैन एवर. एवर. आई बिलीव.
दैट उसके बाद से जो मतलब वो चैंपियंस लीग जो थी, मतलब आई हैवंट सीन बेटर फुटबॉल. एंड दैट होल लाइक उसके बाद काफी कंट्रोवर्सी भी हो गई थी कि बुआक छोड़ के गया, उसका जो सेकंड राइट हैंड मैन,
हम्म.
apparently the minds behind Klopp and stuff, and
या.
जो भी था, but that was real heavy metal,
ओ
whatever,
मैन. that 20s, I think that was the 2017-2018 season, if I'm correct, because that was, I think, your
Yeah,
first Champions League season under
yeah.
Klopp.
And we went
And
to
you
a
reached the
playoffs.
final. And you reached the
Yeah,
final. And you reached the final.
yeah.
Obviously, okay, final is trauma. Chalo, wo chodo. But I'm sure for you,
Our
but
defense was fuck all.
yeah.
Even though we had Virgil and Allison Nathar some carriers stuff.
Carriers, the great Lord
And
Carriers.
Lovren,
Lord Carriers
Lovren,
is there.
self-proclaimed best defender.
But yeah, Virgil Van Dijk, even today, he's actually. I'm very surprised how Virgil Van Dijk. I want to talk about him because I'm one of the actual ones who initially thought कि ये एक दो सीजन चल गया है. I don't think ये इसके
Mhm.
बाद चल पाएगा. Because especially after his ACL ना, I thought इसका comeback करना बहुत मुश्किल होगा. Because उसी से सीजन
Correct,
पहले I think he had a bad season. I remember.
absolutely, yeah.
And I
He had
felt
two
he
bad
I think
seasons.
best is past him. I honestly felt that. But
Everyone was writing him off, yeah.
yeah, he did. And but in that 92, 93 points wala season,
Yeah.
that he was back to his best, yeah. He was back to his best. And I was like, okay, he'll probably, just because he's probably, if he doesn't win more than one Premier League title, he may not go, people may not talk so
Yeah,
highly of
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
But I think he deserves to be talked about because I believe his ball distribution, his reading of the game. I've hardly seen him slide tackle. Like, that's the level of game he plays.
Exactly, yeah.
माल्डीनी kind of vibes देता है मुझे पालो माल्डीनी वाले vibes that leadership vibes की वो और I think
Yeah.
आपके डिफेंस को संभाल रहा है अभी भी वो वही संभाल रहा है along with obviously
You're
Puranto is
right.
also good.
You're right. Whenever I see Virgil van Dijk, मुझे भी वही same feel आती है. But he's like you know how there was this crazy Mustang 64, whatever,
Yeah,
those
the car,
classic American muscle
muscle,
car.
yeah, American muscle cars, yeah.
And then they came up with the new one, which was,
Hmm.
Mustang, Camaro, and all of that.
Yeah,
So it's like that, it's the spirit is that of an old generation, whatever, defender, but
does
more like leaner,
that vibes, yeah, that
more
the
leaner, more like,
probably more athletic, you can say, है ना, probably more
more
athletic.
athletic. Yeah,
Yeah, kind of body
absolutely. Yeah.
structure compared to the old school defender,
Faster,
but that vibe वही है कि नो
fun.
नॉनसेंस है.
Absolutely. Yeah.
नो नॉनसेंस है. आप जो मुझे काम दिया है बस मैं वो परफेक्टली एग्जीक्यूट करूंगा. दैट्स ऑल आई नो व्हाट टू.
Correct.
And a natural kind of the organic leader from the back basically kind of feels
Yeah.
also. And I think that's carrying forward. But these guys, I think we discussed this over text also, but I don't know what will happen this season because you guys definitely look good. I've told you already. मैं तो पहले से अपने videos में भी बोल रहा था कि I genuinely feel Liverpool is up there to actually win it if they can. And I think this is the season they can, if any, because City has so many injuries. City are burnt out. Basically, City are kind of having the season जो आपको हुआ था post
Mm.
COVID. So many injuries. इतना जीत
Yeah.
लिया, इतना crazy season दे दिया, पूरी जान लगा दी. Similarly, post that whole quadruple effort वाली season, आपके सबके burnout हो गए थे. You know,
Yeah.
I remember. I think I've City are feeling the burnout also. And if anyone can catch them, I actually believe आप हो. मुझे नहीं लगता. I mean, see, Arsenal is
नहीं
good.
यार.
I just don't see them doing it. I just don't see Arteta doing it, at least. Maybe with a different manager, yes. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. Why can't I imagine it? Is it just the Chelsea fan in me? मुझे नहीं समझ आता. Do you think Arteta can do it? Do you think so? तुम बताओ मुझे.
He's certainly not like um likable.
That's a good. That's one way to put it. Yeah,
I
sure.
mean,
Not likable for sure.
a lot of people would can just isolate,
Yeah.
separate their whatever their feelings
Yeah.
and try to like vet
Yeah.
objectively. But
Hmm.
जैसे क्लॉप के साथ भी होता था, there was so much like respect between Pep and Klopp and this whole
Hey
bromance
man,
and
Pep and
whatever.
Klopp was bromance, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
There
That
was
was like Yash. We have grown up with Fergie, Murray,
yeah Wenger
Fergie and Wenger, which
and
were
Rafa
ugly.
Benitez also this guy Mourinho.
Mourinho and Wenger. Man, these were
Mourinho
ugly.
and
They were
yeah,
ugly. Pep, Klopp, I used to be like, ये बहुत ज्यादा प्यार हो रहा है यार मतलब it's too much love man every time you ask them
yeah,
each one of them they were so respectful I mean it's nice also it's not like
yeah.
bad but you know अंदर से मुझे फिर याद है यार ये लड़ क्यों नहीं लड़ क्यों नहीं रहे ये लोग यार ये लड़ क्यों नहीं रहे Arteta I think has at least provided that masala again I believe
Yeah, yeah,
कि
yeah,
वो
yeah.
लड़ता है वो थोड़ा सा
Yeah, and
in his own way
Arteta's team also rallies behind him. So
वही
there's like he's also so Klopp or maybe Pep to a certain extent also वो बाप वाली फीलिंग देते होंगे कि भाई ये तो बहुत ही कुछ तोप चीज है
या
मतलब
या
और वो रिस्पेक्ट होता होगा क्लॉप के साथ होता है कि अच्छी एक्चुअली में काफी पर्सनली भी इन्वॉल्व है मेरी लाइफ में
ट्रू
ये वो
ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू
बट आर्टेटा के साथ है कि भाई आई एम गोना डाई फॉर हिम यू
या
गेट दैट फीलिंग लाइक फ्रॉम दीज पीपल फ्रॉम दीज आर्सेनल कि ये बड़े भैया मेरे जान दे देंगे
ले बोलिए मुझे जान हाजिर है भैया आपके लिए बोलिए कहाँ निकलना
अमित शाह वाला मीम नहीं है जान दे देंगे
एग्रेसिव ना हो जान दे देंगे इसके लिए
I think I'll go insert that one.
Imagine Gabriel saying that. Dude, but coming back to Klopp,
Hmm. Hmm.
Klopp का recruitment भी जो था and
Hmm.
अभी recently there was this interview or podcast with Tony Cruz जहाँ पे उसने बोला कि I would never if I ever come across a player like Sergio Ramos in my team
Yeah.
I would throw him out of the team because he's a bad character and stuff like that.
What? He
Yeah, this
said this
was
legit?
Klopp is still like क्या बोलेंगे like really really not over that that final where Sergio Ramos injured Salah.
Yeah. Oh
It
my
was like
goodness. So
he,
this
he
is this.
still
Wait a minute. Wait a
thinks.
minute. Klopp said this?
Yeah, Klopp said this in an interview that I would never have a character like him in my team.
Damn.
So, but funnily, there was also this Boateng. Was he Boateng? This really like flair wala player जो था.
Okay. So the Boateng was एक तो Jerome Boateng था the central
Jerome
defender
Boateng
Bayern
था,
Munich के लिए
Prince,
खेलता था.
yeah, Prince
Kevin Prince Boateng,
Boateng.
his half brother. I think half brother or
The
brother.
brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who was very flair wala player जो था ना
हाँ,
midfielder.
Ghana. He played for Ghana. He used to play for Ghana.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he played in for Portsmouth also way back in the day, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
हाँ.
He played in English Premier League that I remember.
Yeah, yeah. And then Milan गया था eventually at some point. And Barcelona में भी पहुंच गया था एक point at some point. Very random journey he had. Yeah, yeah. Please
But
continue.
he was a high ceiling football. He was also in Dortmund apparently
Yeah.
for a
What?
season.
Oh my
Yeah. So
goodness.
he was telling the story about Klopp कि Klopp जो है वो like they were both crying on the phone when they couldn't renew his like they couldn't sign him and stuff like that.
Uh,
And
oh.
Boateng that didn't seem like a like whatever the general Klopp player
Yeah.
character wise he was one of those bad boys जो
He
party करता है
definitely,
ये वो
definitely, definitely,
he was like always in the news for the wrong reasons and stuff.
definitely. वो तो था.
So
He was.
so when Klopp said this about Sergio Ramos, I was also wondering ki, what is he really referring to? Because because
I'm curious
I
also.
mean, so he really thinks that Sergio Ramos is this satanic figure who's like
वो
Satan
बहुत
has
दिन पे लगी
spawned
उसको
him,
फाइनल. I think that final just.
him in his own image, या जो भी.
Yeah.
And I was wondering exactly कि वो मतलब what is he actually trying to like what does he think? I mean कि Sergio Ramos actually में कैसा इंसान है?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but
Hmm.
I wanted to make this point about Klopp's recruitment and how he also sort of there are these stories he made sure that all of his players also have like a uh, they have a family, or they are, you know,
Hmm.
their social life is also okay, and they're
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
those notorious bad boys or whatever. And उसमें वो एक like more than profession वाला angle आता है.
yeah,
With Pep, you don't see that, because I mean all of his players are always in news for something or the other, like Jack Grealish, Walker,
yeah. Oh yeah,
Walker,
but
Phil
also,
Foden
yeah.
flouting COVID rules, and
Oh yeah, yes.
this
Oh my
other
God.
English player, he was like called women to their rooms.
I agree. I agree. I think Pep uh relates to players differently. I think very differently. I think I've seen that. I've seen enough. I think ये जो मैन सिटी के अपने ये जो एक तो मैन सिटी की एक तो व्हाट इज दैट फेमस Amazon series which takes a look behind every club. I'm forgetting its name right now.
मुझे भी नहीं याद है.
मुझे भी नहीं याद आ रहा, but it's a very famous series, right? It's
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
at
yeah.
All or Nothing.
Or nothing, all or
All
nothing.
or
Yeah.
nothing. So if you look at these, a lot of these sports documentaries that come in place, सबकी मैं काफी देखने की कोशिश करता हूँ जितने भी. I saw Arsenal, I saw City, I saw and then I saw
Yeah,
and City also then produces his own now. Like every year they come out with और इतना जीतते हैं तो obviously वो बना ही देते हैं. And travel का भी देखा obviously. And सबका
yeah,
सबका देखता वो because you know my partner is also is a City fan, so मैं भी देख लेता हूँ सारी
yeah.
चीजें ये. तो and I realize कि ये when I used to when you see his जितना भी obviously बहुत heavily edited भी होता है I'm sure, but जितना भी तुम interactions के देखते हो with the players, if you
Hmm.
see, I mean he's related to players. Players love him, players hail him, they respect him and blah blah and
Yeah,
whatnot. But I feel the only ones who are able to form that kind of bond, which I think Klopp was supposed is able to have certain that more than a manager kind of vibe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was also a friend.
या
Yeah,
काइंड ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट ये
mentor or friend.
या वो पेप ज्यादा कर पाता है आई थिंक
हाँ.
ही
Pep के साथ वो feeling आती है that he's very professional,
वेरी प्रोफेशनल
extremely professional. Yeah.
या ही इज
He'd be a He's a workaholic. He'll sit in his office for 12 hours,
या
but he's never gonna ask you कि भाई तेरा बच्चा कैसा
nah, he's
है.
not going to be that kind of guy. He gives me that. He definitely is that kind of guy for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I can definitely
And
agree.
people respect that. I mean, people also
Yeah,
really appreciate
of
that. Yeah,
course.
ठीक है. Like
Of course, when you're so good at
at
your
the end of the
job,
day, yeah.
who
Huh?
cares? Like कि तुम कैसे like when you're so good at doing what you do, they're like ठीक है यार, he's handling stuff. Why not then? And that way, Klopp is different. Very. That's why I always it was a kind of a subtle contrast, between the
Yeah,
two, which
yeah.
I always felt.
There was a story about him, like the Liverpool recruitment team having apprehensions about Sadio Mane,
Hmm.
because apparently he also was, there were sort of these reports about him being a kind of a rotten egg, like
No
वो
way,
बोलते
really?
ना. हाँ कि he was not like, his attitude was
A
problematic.
little stinking
Yeah,
up the pitch, मतलब kind of वाला scene था.
तो उनके रिसर्च में ये पता चला, like from some sources कि हाँ ये थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम कर सकता है in. And Klopp was also, like, the first time Klopp saw him, he was wearing this, he was dressed like a gangster.
Mane,
This
man. I love
टोपी
Mane.
उल्टा उल्टा, टोपी पहना हुआ था उसने, वो those baseball caps,
Yeah.
pant dropping to his knees and stuff, jeans, whatever. I mean, but
Yeah.
then you also see the transformation.
My goodness.
Sadio
Sadio
Mane,
Mane. Give me
all of these
nightmares.
people are so religious. I mean,
Yeah, he's very religious. He's very religious
Salah
person.
was so religious, Mane was so religious, Allison is so religious, Firmino was so religious. Allison तो भाई सबको सबको बैप्टाइज करता रहता है.
Yeah. Oh really? Oh my god. Goodness.
Apparently Firmino को उसने बैप्टाइज किया, and then और किसको किया.
बाप रे. He must be godfather to some of their kids also, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure he is.
There was that feeling that this is a very family wala team,
Yeah,
you know?
वो आता है वो आता है वो आता है वो आता है I think ये Mourinho teams में that's why I told you that's why I see the similarity between Mourinho and Klopp there. They
Please,
both try to.
no. Please. John Terry fucking slept with Wayne Bridges' wife or girlfriend. What was that?
But that was not under Mourinho, yaar. That was after Mourinho. That was between his two spells. He didn't have any to play. उसको नहीं पता था यार. उसको क्या पता था यार. अब वो लोगों के निजी मामले में थोड़ा ना घुसेगा भाई. तुम अपने बीवी के साथ फेथफुल हो गए नहीं ये बताओ मुझे. ज्यादा हो गया यार. I mean, yeah. See, John Terry is generally in that sense a bad apple, you can say, of football in that sense, attitude, like in terms of a personality wise off the pitch. If you see, he's
Uh,
not, very colorful character, very.
yeah.
कितनी कहानियां हैं यार जॉन स्टोरी
Colorful,
जॉन टेरी के बारे में.
not the perfect
Definitely not
term
like.
for him.
I don't.
He was racist.
Yeah, let's say, okay, let's go. Racist allegation of racist abuse on pitch to having cheated on his wife with his own best friend and teammate's wife or girlfriend. Then also, and apparently, along with Frank Lampard during 9/11, making some insensitive remarks to American passengers post 9/11 on the London Heathrow Airport. Oh man, my goodness. It's shocking how different he was on the pitch, like when you think about these things and how what he gave on the pitch instead. And that is.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole team fucking respected him. I mean, that was also
Oh yeah, they rallied
very.
behind him like anything. They rallied behind him like anything. And I think that is in that aspect, I believe. That's what you get with
That 15
talk
goal
about.
conceded season,
Hmm.
when they conceded only 15 goals, was it Carvalho and Terry?
Terry. It was Terry and Carvalho as the center back, and often, and उसमें William Gallas खेलता था, by the way, उस season में as left back often. William Gallas खेलता था before he was obviously unceremoniously he left in 2007. Yeah, I believe, or 2006. Yeah, 2006 में he left for Arsenal. And then he got, because that is another story of William Gallas, who जो उसका तुमने comment दिखाया मुझे, where William Gallas is slagging Arsenal. My goodness, I think he's one guy who can, I think
Too good.
he
It's
ended
too.
up burning all bridges, that guy. He's that kind of player. If you remember, yeah, Chelsea, apparently, so I don't know if you know the story of Gallas transfer to Chelsea to Arsenal. It was very controversial. Was I think it was a kind of a swap, I think, if I believe, with Ashley Cole के साथ हुआ था. It was like part.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole came to Chelsea and थोड़ा सा money I think ज़्यादा दिया था Chelsea ने along with Gallas to Arsenal. And Gallas, apparently the story goes like Gallas ne fell out with, I think, Mourinho or something like that, and he reportedly reports started coming in that Gallas was refusing to kind of train, और he had ऐसे इसने कुछ बोला था कि मैं भाई मुझे खेलना ही नहीं है अब, मतलब मुझे तो ट्रांसफर कराओ नहीं तो मैं ओन गोल मार दूंगा, लिटिल समथिंग अलोंग दोज लाइंस ही सेड कि मैं ओन गोल काइंड ऑफ मार दूंगा. एंड फैंस हो गए पागल. उनने बोला कि हाउ द हेल इज ही सेइंग, ये क्या बोल रहा है भाई, मतलब निकलना है आपको क्लब से निकल जाओ, ये क्या कहना है कि गोल गोल मारूंगा. उसके बाद इतना, एंड फिर जब ट्रांसफर हुआ पीपल इतनी गालियां देते थे विलियम गैलिस को. एंड देन उसने देन ही लॉस्ट दैट वेरी क्लोज टाइटल सीजन to I think that's a three-way race in 2007-2008 season with Arsenal. And Chelsea भी था उसमें, एवराम ग्रांड वाली चेल्सी, Mourinho sacked mid season, and यूनाइटेड का that double, यूरोपियन डबल, चैंपियंस लीग एंड प्रीमियर लीग. चैंपियंस लीग भी चेल्सी अगेंस्ट जीते थे, प्रीमियर लीग भी आई थिंक would have gone down to goal difference, but whatever, they won by 2 points. And उस सीजन में उसका एक फेमस इमेज है गैलस का कि I think it was a game against Birmingham and they really needed to win Arsenal to keep up in the title race, and they gave up like some 2-0 lead, and towards the end of the game Gallas ऐसे मरा हुआ पड़ा है वहां पे पिच पे, and it's a crazy image, like सब मजाक उड़ा रहे थे. And the worst thing then he could do is go to, then what, to do what, he went to Spurs. अब फिर भाई ऑब्वियसली विच चेल्सी और आर्सेनल फैन ये प्यारा होगा ये ऐसा इंसान यार, मतलब सीरियसली, मतलब व्हाई डिड यू गो टू स्पर्स, कहीं भी और चले जाते हैं यार, बट ये होता है, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड एज अ फुटबॉलर, बट थोड़ा ला मतलब देखो यार कल्चर क्या है वहां का, और फिर मूव करो, बट ही डिड इट एंड देन ही डिडंट डू, देन ही फेडेड आउट इवेंचुअली आफ्टर स्पर्स के एक दो सीजंस खेल के, आई रिमेंबर, बट डैम। So on onslaught, you say it's
Yeah,
too soon right now.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. ऐसा मतलब, but there is certainly भाई optimism तो है ना, लेकिन है तो कुछ तो है, लग तो रहा है ना कुछ।
बहुत ऑप्टिमिज्म है भाई, मतलब there is something that is not very convincing about the way Liverpool are winning.
कुछ क्या, ऐसे क्या फीलिंग है, क्या वो इज इट लाइक कि समथिंग इज ऑफ, कुछ फर्जी वाली फीलिंग आ रही है ऐसे कुछ, कि वो अंदर से ऐसे गोलमाल है, म्यूजिक चलते चलने लग जाता है अंदर से कि कुछ नहीं, व्हाट
पता
इज।
नहीं यार, I mean it's just I mean the number of shots. I mean, you look at the stats,
हम्म हम्म,
the number of attempts the opposition has,
या
and it's basically every team
हम्म,
they have a goal.
या
So the game is very open, and काफी बार तो ऐसा होता है कि थोड़ा they were a little lucky. जैसे Brighton game, I remember they were lucky,
या
and it will happen in the future when luck won't be in slots flavor, slots flavor.
Slots.
talking about icing.
It will, I think it will. I honestly believe, but here's the thing, Yash. I think this season is different. I
Yeah,
honestly feel this
yeah.
season City look tired for the first time in ages, I believe.
I
Because
don't
of,
agree. I don't believe that.
man, I'll tell you
They'll,
why.
they'll
I
go
think I'll
they'll
tell
go
you
all
why.
out in the January window, get like a fucking world class defensive midfielder, and somehow Jack Grealish will get like $100 billion deal from some Saudi club or a Qatar club, and he'll go there.
बट यार यार मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको क्यों, क्योंकि ओनली बिकॉज a Ballon d'Or winner is missing from the team right now. Okay. And वो
Yeah, I mean
बंदा
that's
जोक नहीं
true.
है मेरे हिसाब से.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I believe I honestly believe तुम तुम लास्ट
Dude,
सीजन
but
देख लेते ना. तुम लास्ट सीजन जो गेम्स रॉड्री ने मिस की ना, उसमें से आई थिंक एक गेम सिटी ने जीती थी. आई थिंक दे मीम्स
but
लाइक फोर गेम्स, फाइव
ये
गेम्स.
same argument. I mean, take out the Ballon d'Or या जो भी. You could have made the same argument about Kevin De Bruyne in the last season. They
Yeah,
won without De
but
Bruyne for the most. Yeah.
Yash, once again, I'll give you evidence of where City have won a league title without Kevin De Bruyne for the whole season. You know, Pep has been that good because he had Rodri still. I think ये मैं बताता हूँ आपकी कौन सी सीजन की बात है. This is once again, if I'm correct, the 21-22 season. वही 93-92 points वाला.
हाँ 93 वाला हाँ हाँ
Yeah,
हाँ.
उसमें if you remember, De Bruyne had missed most of the season.
Most of the games, yeah.
Most of the games he had missed. Yet he managed. He managed. Because I believe Pep has gone on his spiritual father, Johan Cruyff, and he needs that. योहान क्राइफ पापा से वो सीख के आया कि भैया हमें एक ये रजिस्टा, ये जो नंबर 6 वाला रोल है ना, ये आपका फलक्रम है. इस ये फलक्रम है. दिस होल्ड्स द टीम टुगेदर. वो अगर लॉक्ड है ना, उसके बियॉन्ड तुम कितना भी ऐड पीस कर लो, सब्ट्रैक्ट कर लो, आप ले आओगे. मुझे लगता है ऑनेस्टली बिकॉज दैट्स द गेम दे प्ले. यू नो दैट्स द गेम ही प्लेज, राइट. दैट्स द फिलोसफी, सिंपल एज दैट, ऑफ पेप. और जब भी
Whatever. I mean, yeah. I mean, you might be right. I mean, as a like an observer who also knows notices the finer things.
Hmm.
I'm just like talking on the basis of pure like historical evidence,
Yeah,
which states, I mean, it's contrary to whatever your observation is because मेरा बहुत like basically, I mean, every season this happens.
yeah.
Christmas tak, Liverpool would be top, and come Feb, March, and suddenly, they'll
Like last
like
season. You're right. I don't disagree with
go
you.
on a
ये last season यही हुआ था.
20 games, yeah, 20 games unbeaten run, and they'll win.
Last season, I honestly feel last season तो आप दोनों ने choke किया. I think that was, in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
opinion, both you and Arsenal choked.
yeah.
Honestly, simple as that. मतलब you तो just pettered out towards the end. Arsenal तो तब भी, but
I,
just one
I
game also
really
slipping.
like Arsenal, I mean, Arsenal has an X factor. There is something about Arsenal. I mean, the way they play, it's always like, एक तो they're always winning those 50-50 duels.
Yeah, that's half the game. That's half the game.
Yeah,
You win those duels, that's half the game won, almost in one sense
yeah.
of the
And
word.
it's always like, you always feel the pressure they make you जब वो press भी कर रहे होते हैं, there's
हाँ.
something very Klopp-esque,
There is,
तो Sadio
there
Mane,
is the pressing structure for sure.
Firmino, Sadio Mane, Salah, and then Naby Keita or Oxlade-Chamberlain pressing, Milner pressing. वो
Yeah,
चार का जो प्रेस होता था बहुत ही वैसा सिमिलर
yeah,
फील आता है मुझे लाइक द सेम प्रेशर.
yeah, yeah. There is that quality Arsenal now has, which I think which it didn't have for the longest time. मुझे लगता है
या
कि
एब्सोल्युटली.
एक पता है वो आई मीन आई डोंट लाइक द टर्म दो, बट लेकिन लोग चलो इस्तेमाल करते तो उस फॉर द लैक ऑफ अ बेटर वर्ड मैं इस्तेमाल कर लेता हूँ. ओल्डर आर्सेनल टाइटल चैलेंजिंग टीम्स जो भी वो रही हो, चाहे वो 15-16 वाली लेस्टर वाला सीजन रहा हो या शायद
या
2007-8, I think even under Wenger, ever since Vieira, they were a little quote unquote soft. मुझे लगता है,
Yeah,
they could be bullied
yeah, yeah.
basically. उनको
Yeah,
मिडफील्ड
they
में
could be
bully कर
bullied.
सकते थे,
Yeah,
bully हो
absolutely.
सकते थे. अब मुझे लगता है कि आई थिंक आर्टेटा ने एक वो बोले कि पंगा नहीं, कोई भी पंगा नहीं ले सकता आप उनकी टीम से. यू
Yeah.
गाइस आर फैमिली, यू गाइस आर ब्रदर्स ऑन द फील्ड. कोई एक बंदा से पंगा लेगा ना, पूरी टीम पे आंच आ रही है
मुझे
तो.
मुझे एक बंदे को अभी भी देख के लगता है, नो मैटर हाउ गुड ही इज,
या
डेविड जो है, इज इट डेविड?
हाँ, डेविड राय,
या
राय द कीपर ना.
या राया जो है,
हाँ
yeah, I mean, there's something about him which is, like he's really good. He'll make all of those acrobatic saves and
या
बचा देगा किसी तरीके से आपको, बट उसके अंदर वो एक है कि फटी रहती है उसकी.
उसकी शक्ल में, या ही लुक्स समटाइम्स नर्वी ना. मुझे ऐसा कभी कभी लगता है
Yeah,
कि वो,
yeah, yeah.
ओ शिट, ओ एक मिनट, हाँ नहीं ठीक है, लेट्स गेट बैक टू द गेम. वो है, दैट्स अ काइंड ऑफ वाइब देयर.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably some ADHD kind of guy
Yeah,
or.
थोड़ा थोड़ा जॉर्डन पिकफोर्ड वाली फील आती है मुझे उसको देख के. Like if Jordan Pickford was actually a good goalkeeper, he'd be like
He
David
was a
Raya.
good goalkeeper. जॉर्डन पिकफोर्ड ऑफ एवर्टन यार, वो भी भाई अलग ही कीपर है यार. वो माय गुडनेस, आप ये कीपरों की, ओ भाई क्या नाम ले लिया यार तुमने, जॉर्डन पिकफोर्ड. ही इज अ गाय हु विल, आपको एक गेम में वो
Yeah,
जियां लुइजी बुफॉन बन जाएगा, है ना.
yeah,
मतलब वर्ल्ड इस पे सेव, इफ द मूड है उसका, अगर
yeah,
मूड
yeah.
मूड है तो तब. वरना पता नहीं क्या सेव, स्पिलिंग स्ट्रेट टू द ऑपोजिशन अटैकर, राइट इन द फ्रंट प्रेसिंग लाइन, नॉट इवन पीछे जाके, लाइक एकदम सामने देना, लाइक डू स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो ही सो अनोइंग, एंड व्हेन ही
Yeah,
पुल्स ऑफ अ वर्ल्डी ऑफ अ परफॉर्मेंस ना, बहुत गुस्सा आता है फिर तुम्हें, बिकॉज़ यू नो दिस गाय कैन बी, दिस गाय विल स्क्रू अप. अगर तुम ज्यादा इसको टेस्ट करोगे, कुछ
yeah,
कुछ
yeah,
करोगे, किसी
yeah.
और दिन पे
Absolutely.
मिलते हैं शायद, तो इसको आराम से 2-3 गोल ऐसे ही खा लेता, ये खा लेता आराम से गोल. लेकिन आज
Yeah,
ये फॉर्म में है, एंड दैट फ्रस्ट्रेट्स यू अबाउट दिस पर्सन. आई एम श्योर इज फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग.
absolutely.
लगता होगा एवर्टन फैंस को भी, क्योंकि भाई क्या कीपर रखा हुआ है हमारे पास. वन इन टू पर्सन है ये तो. दिस
Yeah,
सीजन.
but I mean, none of these goalkeepers, English goalkeepers, they like, inspire confidence,
नहीं यार, मुझे तो
Nick Pope also.
नो, नॉट इवन निक पोप यार.
Why do they all look so stupid? I mean, एक तो,
है ना,
this is an English stereotype, but all of them have this like, really bad
डम्ब
teeth.
लुक शक्ल पे, है ना.
They all look like, their mothers were kicked in their, in the stomach when they were pregnant.
ऐसा लगता है कि उनके ना, कि ऐसे जो सारे इंग्लिश कीपर, दे एक्चुअली लुक लाइक जेनरिक पीएस फीफा जेनरिक प्लेयर जो आप प्रोड्यूस करते हो ना फिर अपने मैनेजर सीजन या करियर सीजन्स के लिए, वो वाले प्लेयर
It's
लगते
like
हैं वो, कि हाँ भाई इसका
फैमिली गाय,
कॉपी पेस्ट कर दो.
में जो नहीं दिखाते हैं इंग्लिश लोग जैसे क्रिकेट टीम, really stupid face.
Yeah. It definitely look like that. And none of them act, मुझे तो लगता है यार, the last good English keeper I saw was probably David
David
Seaman.
Steven. Yeah.
डेविड सीमन यार, उसके आगे तो मैं.
That David James, was it David James?
डेविड जेम्स वाज देयर, वो यूज्ड टू प्ले. डेविड जेम्स इज द वन हु, जो अब डज सोनी लिव के साथ भी चैंपियंस लीग की कमेंट्री. यस,
Yeah.
डेविड जेम्स. पोर्ट्समouth, लिवरपूल, बहुत क्लब्स के लिए खेला था वो तो.
Yeah, he looked like a a full package, but he was also quite bad.
Yeah, man, he was very on and off player. He was a very on
Yeah,
and off
yeah.
player. Oh my goodness, हाँ, हालैंड भिड़ गया है. कुछ ब्राइटन प्लेयर से लड़ाई होने वाली है बहुत बुरी तरह, कुछ सिटी हारने वाली है. 1 मिनट, आई थिंक 10 सेकंड बचा है. Man, you know what the Brighton guy did? He grabbed
What?
onto Haaland's hand and he was not letting go. Haaland उसको बोल रहा है कि छोड़ मेरा हाथ, तुम मेरा छोड़ मेरी शर्ट. My goodness.
तो 90 plus 10, ये क्या बकचोदी है?
बहुत यार, इंजरी टाइम बहुत ज्यादा यार ये.
इस
दिस हैज,
वालों को बहुत इंजरी टाइम मिलती है यार.
अब ever since that rule, no, because basically there was this huge report
Time wasting, yeah.
2 years ago which came out about time wastage in football, and it
Yeah,
reported
yeah.
that on an average, uh, at least 5.5 to 6 more minutes should be given as injury time because there is so much stoppage in play. So if you count every
Correct.
stoppage in play cumulatively, वो account नहीं होता है injury time पे. So ever since then,
Yeah.
if you remember, since 2 years ago, बहुत शुरू हो गया injury time. It is because of that report
Yeah,
which.
yeah. But
But
it's
I don't
always the
know.
City game. It's
Sorry?
always the City games. And they'll come back and score in the last fucking minute and
Oh no, it's not happening. They lost. So Liverpool stay on top of the weekend going into the national break. कैसा लग रहा है यार? Live
I have
reaction
a bad I
going
have
into
a
top
bad
of the
feeling
table.
about this one because I know what Mr. Good Evening is going to do. He's going to fucking park the bus.
Man, he's quite the character, yaar. I honestly, I like, I find him very cute. I find Wellbeck to be
He's
very
quite
cute, man.
endearing.
मुझे पता नहीं बहुत क्यूट क्यों लगता है मुझे वैसे लगता है कि ही इज लाइक अ पर्सन वो ना कि आपके मोहल्ले वाले अंकल है जिनको बोलते मतलब इतना अच्छा मतलब बात करते हैं तो ऐसे बात करते हैं कि टाइपराइटर पे कोई लिख रहा है ना नॉट इवन कंप्यूटर टाइपराइटर पे कोई लिख रहा है एंड और फिर उनको सडनली बोला है कि अच्छा चलो काम पे जाना है हाँ, जी सर गुड इवनिंग दैट इज गो लाइक एंड इज लाइक दैट मोनोसिलेबल
He seems like if he was in India, he would be like a bank PO.
या
SBI में
बिल्कुल
SBI में
यार ही सूट्स बैंक पीओ वाले का वाइब
SBI
एकदम
में तेरे दादाजी का ये सीनियर सिटीजन का FD बना रहा होगा ये सर में तेल लगा के
Yeah, but what? But this, not to underestimate the game which is about to take place. अब तुम लोग आप लोग खेलोगे अभी, but and him as a manager. But I'm very happy actually. Yeah, looking at Aston Villa making it to the Champions League, वो अच्छा लगा actually. I felt very happy. Yeah, I was like, these are stories
absolutely
more you want to see in football, right?
yeah
And whatnot, like Leicester,
yeah
2015, 2016,
as a
amazing.
neutral it's the best feeling and yeah I mean Aston Villa ka given its history also and history of course ki they've been conventionally
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
like a big deal because they won a European trophy
yeah.
but अभी recent history में देखो तो they
They
weren't
were
in the Premier
relegated.
League right? They were
They were
relegated है ना
relegated. Yeah, they were relegated a decade back.
back
They got
yeah
delegated. Yeah, they were pretty bad scenes.
and it's a much bigger story than Newcastle playing Champions League last season as
I agree. I agree. So because Newcastle had big money. Arsenal don't
yeah
have big money.
yeah Aston
Newcastle
Villa
have big
is
money. Newcastle is in the big money league now. Let's be honest. You know, Newcastle, City, Chelsea, these are all big money
yeah.
people right now. But Aston Villa is not. And so as to Aston Villa to do what it is did last season under Unai Emery, I felt okay. Wow, maybe Arsenal did make a mistake. Maybe who knows? Maybe they weren't patient enough with Unai Emery or whatnot.
Mhm.
Because मुझे तो यही लगता है कि because when it comes to I don't know how do you judge managers eventually is it always the trophies and titles and how they leave them because देखो क्लॉप की legacy confirmed है sealed है ना हमें पता है if he probably
Mhm.
had it there would be more question marks if he probably had never had won a Premier League title but he did so
Mhm.
that legacy is sealed won every trophy right gone
Mhm.
Premier League legend whatnot not even just Liverpool legend footballing legend मगर But if Arteta say यार goes trophyless another season मान लो
Mhm.
जो हो सकता है बहुत probable भी है right I mean I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying
mean,
that
you
Chelsea
have to give him his flowers, as they
Hmm.
say, because
True no I agree
Arteta
he has transformed the team for sure
and he's brought them to a certain level where they're competing for the title. Top four is assured. That's a big leap to make. It's like
true
वो बच्चा जो है जो हमेशा 90% लेके आ रहा है या
Hmm.
now he's in that 95% वाले zone में and
yeah
like वो टॉपर के साथ compete कर रहा है which is
yeah
fine margin. So it may seem like कि कि ओ पहले तो वो 80% भी नहीं लेके आ पाते थे अब 90% ले आ रहे हैं 95% ले आ रहे हैं it's it may not seem like a big sort of a difference to go from 90 to 95, but
Hmm.
it actually is because you have
Yeah.
to work on the most finer, most invisible sort of, friction points and
Agreed.
find everything to perfection. And yeah, they have
They have,
they
and
have done.
लास्ट सीजन अगर वो एस्टन विला रिजल्ट नहीं होता इनका, बस बेसिकली दैट्स वेयर दे स्क्रूड अप, और ये कर लेते हैं और राइट। एंड इस सीजन मुझे लग रहा है यही, आई विल टेल यू, मेरा दावा ये है, इट्स वेरी, आई थिंक ये बहुत ही ये बहुत ताना मतलब कंट्रोवर्शियल वाला मैंने स्टेटमेंट मारूंगा शायद अभी, लेकिन मेरे
Hmm.
हिसाब से अगर अगर आर्सेनल इस सीजन प्रीमियर लीग ना जीती ना, मैं सच बता
तो
रहा हूँ, मुझे
अगली
लग रहा है
जीत
चेल्सी
जाएगी।
पहले जीत जाएगी। आर्सेनल से पहले प्रीमियर लीग, मुझे सच में लग रहा है, मुझे लग रहा है दिस इज द सीजन दे कैन
You're
एक्चुअली।
channelizing your internal Gary Neville,
डेफिनेटली।
who said कि भाई United will win a trophy before Liverpool
ओ भाई,
will
सी,
win the Premier League before Liverpool.
या, आई नो, सी, आई नो, आई डोंट इवन, यार यश, मैं ना औकात से बात करता हूँ देखो, मैं सिटी लिवरपूल को छूता ही नहीं हूँ, कुछ मुझे
Hmm.
पता है। मुझे याद है मैंने अपने प्रीव्यू में यार, आपके खिलाफ जो गेम खेला था हमने, मैंने प्रीव्यू में साफ साफ खेल लिया, कह दिया था कि यार लिसन, इफ यू लूज 2-1, लिटरली आई
Yeah,
सेड इट, इफ यू लूज 2-1, आई विल नॉट बी सरप्राइज, बट एटलीस्ट आई वांट टू क्लोज गेम, दैट्स ऑल आई वांट, आई विल नॉट बी
yeah, and
सरप्राइज, भाई
it
तुम हो
was a
बेटर
close
टीम,
game.
बेटर क्लब रन, यूर बेटर रन क्लब, यूर बेटर टीम, सिंपल एज दैट भाई, इसमें जिसे झूठ, सच, बी ऑनेस्ट एंड एडमिट इट टू योरसेल्फ, सच्चाई से बोलो अपने आप को, एंड ये सच्चाई की बात है, एंड हेंस आई डिड नॉट फील टू बैड आल्सो, आई फेल्ट बैड,
But tell
बट
me
इट वाज गुड।
something. There is also talk of like Champions League.
हम्म।
Arsenal winning the Champions League.
मैन,
उसके
चैंपियंस
बारे में
यार,
आपको क्या राय है?
यार,
Champions League is tricky because it's a tournament. It's like knockout games,
ट्रू, ट्रू, एंड विद दिस,
just like FA Cup. FA
yeah, and it's a
Cup.
very tricky, and this new format which I obviously, पता नहीं किसने मांगा था ये न्यू फॉर्मेट, किसी ने नहीं मांगा था, मगर चलो ये
Hmm.
न्यू फॉर्मेट जो देख रहा हूँ, आई, इट्स वेरी ट्रिकी टू कॉल थिंग्स राइट नाउ, क्योंकि मुझे वही लग रहा है कि ये फॉर्मेट थोड़ा सा ना, अभी
Hmm.
इट्स, अभी हमें पता ही चल रहा है कि हाउ विल पैन आउट, सो राइट नाउ यू आर सीइंग एस्टन विला एंड लिवरपूल इन टॉप 8,
Yeah.
straight away qualifying. Liverpool, चलो ठीक है यार, Liverpool are right now top team in Europe, but you Aston Villa surprised, like 3 wins out of 4, amazing, no one saw that coming, right? And these are, and Brest, why Brest is in top 8?
Yeah.
Brest is his
Yeah.
first season apparently in Champions League, if I'm correct. How, what is happening here? Like, I did not expect these things to happen. And
Yeah. It's been a total story. Yeah.
the only, right now, honestly, I feel Champions League. No, if you
Hmm.
have to ask very honestly, I don't know who, see Champions League, the way they are playing. This is an argument
Yeah.
made by a City fan channel also, and this is the point there is. They were like, the way Arsenal are playing, it's very much like a cup-like team to go forward in a cup run,
Hmm.
because they grind out things, and they're
Yeah. Yeah.
astute defensively, very, and set pieces, they're amazing, है ना, उनकी
Yeah.
सेट पीसेस बहुत खतरनाक है, मुझे तो कल चेल्सी आर्सेनल में यही डर लगेगा कि भाई सेट पीसेस ना आ जाए, इट्स लाइक अ
Hoga, definitely.
it's a penalty for them, so I believe there's an argument in that sense, yes, बट वंस अगेन यार, आई थिंक आर्टेटा लैक्स यूरोपियन पेडिग्री, एंड पता है मुझे, पता नहीं क्यों लगता है कि सम, अनलेस यूर दिस जनरेशनल मैनेजर और यूर हैव सर्टेन एक्सपीरियंस इन यूरोप
Yeah.
बिफोर,
Yeah.
इट्स
Yeah.
वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू विन चैंपियंस लीग, मुझे हर
Like
वक्त
he's playing really well, and then suddenly out of form, Ancelotti, Real Madrid,
यस,
he plays
एग्जैक्टली,
them,
एग्जैक्टली,
and they get beat 1-0 across two legs.
Yeah, of course. This is what happens. I mean, that whole season where they won, जब
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
21-22, when they won with Benzema, मुझे याद है, first leg they,
It's so bad.
only
Yeah,
against Chelsea they won their first leg. All the other first legs they lost.
yeah,
Madrid
yeah,
lost.
yeah,
And almost were losing till the end of the leg on the second legs also. We're going out of the tie. Against
yeah,
Chelsea also, they were like with 5-10 minutes to go. With most of the games, they were out of the tie. But like, भाई उनमें कुछ घुस जाता है, उनमें कुछ भूत आत्मा घुस जाती है, गोस्ट ऑफ द चैंपियंस लीग पास्ट, come back into Madrid, and they're like, in the name of whatever, Puskas, in the name of whatever, उनको आ जाता है
Dude, I mean, Real Madrid pre-VAR, they were
very interesting start of a
so
sentence,
bad.
huh?
They were so bad. I mean, 90% challenges went unpunished.
Yes. Yeah. Do you?
I remember that Juventus. Do you remember that Juventus final with Cuadrado stepped on Sergio Ramos and Sergio Ramos तो ऐसे गिर गया जैसे पता नहीं उसकी you know
Yes.
बोन मैच निकाल लिया उसका
The
उसके
Zidane
बॉडी
wala. Yes, yes, I remember this 2016, 2017 season. I
I
remember
mean,
this.
and then Cuadrado got a red card I think
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
कुछ
second
गिर गया
yellow
था
card or
and
something.
वो लड़ाई हो गई थी and he did something and he got sent off. Yes, sir. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, मैड्रिड ने प्री वार एरा का क्या फायदा उठाया यार, मतलब उनने तो भाई खुलेआम, मतलब खुलेआम।
मुझे तो but you know what I mean it's one story that doesn't get picked up is City's relationship with PGMOL
तुम्हें क्या
and
लगता है ऐसे बीजीएमएल के साथ क्या है? What do you say that? वो तुम्हें क्या लगता है?
मतलब एक जनरल थ्योरी तो यही है कि जो बड़ी टीम्स है उनको फेवर करते हैं एंड यू नो
हम्म।
कि इट्स बेसिकली यू डोंट वांट टू मेस विद विधायक साहब और एमएलए एमपी साहब के साथ आप मेस नहीं करना चाहते हैं
जिनके पास
बिग मनी
नाम और शोहरत है, मतलब बड़े लोग हैं यहाँ के मोहल्ले के, तो उनको ज्यादा
आई
पसंद
मीन
करते हैं।
बट नॉट टू से कि भाई आई मीन डिसीजंस haven't gone haven't gone against city also at times
हम्म।
but it's disproportionate you know I mean the amount of favorable decisions they get
हम्म।
as opposed to let's say a smaller team
या
एंड माइकल ओलिवर तो आई मीन उसको तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट में निकाल देना चाहिए he should never be refereeing city matches at least if he has like you know openly gone to whatever referee games in Dubai or whatever Abu Dhabi
हाँ, तो फिर
for
मतलब
city
देयर इज अ
तो
ह्यूज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट देन
yeah
ऑब्वियसली।
huge there's I mean आप तो आसानी से you know you can say कि पैसा इसने लिया और ये कर रहा है
या
अब उसको
एग्जैक्टली।
मैच का फीस होगा 50,000 रुपए उसको 1 करोड़ मिल रहा है अकाउंट में
ये यार ये सी सिटी।
for this special match and you'd feel like yeah, there is something wrong in this right because
मुझे मुझे लग रहा है यार, सिटी आर सडनली पुशिंग द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ व्हाट फाइनेंस कैन डू टू फुटबॉल, मुझे ऐसा लगता है। आई थिंक दे आर रियली पुशिंग द बाउंड्रीज। आई थिंक इफ चेल्सी स्टार्टेड द ट्रेंड, आई थिंक सिटी आर बिकम द।
I would never understand this you know this whole economics because what is that they're getting out of it people put in money where money gets multiplied I mean
यार
yeah
सो
I mean अगर आपका पैसा सीधे डूब ही रहा है you're
हाँ।
just winning a cup at the end of
हम्म।
the day
हम्म।
and the monetary compensation you're getting for it is nothing compared
हम्म।
to the money that you're putting in.
हम्म।
Then why are you doing it?
So this is a very interesting question, Yash, because probably this would be a nice way to and I think before we go for before we watch Liverpool's match is that key. See, I think what I have understood about, थोड़ा सा मैंने एक किताब पढ़ी थी, I would recommend it to everyone, मैं तुम्हारे साथ भी शेयर करना चाहूंगा, it's called Soccernomics, written by this very
अच्छा
two journalist. Okay,
हम्म
brilliant book, काफी पुरानी किताब है।
किसने लिखी है
I'm forgetting the name right now.
any no name अच्छा
Actually, I have the name right here because I keep मैं उसको कभी कभी पढ़ता रहता हूँ बीच बीच में जब भी मुझे टाइम मिलता है, to be very honest. And it's honestly it's one of the books I have liked as I've come across
wow
to.
what a provocative title
Yeah, yeah. Why England loses, why Spain, Germany, and Brazil win, and why the US, Japan, Australia, and even Iraq are destined to become the kings of the world's popular sport. Simon Cooper and Stefan, I don't know how to pronounce it, Szymanski?
Simansky
Szymanski? Szymanski, yeah. सो इनका एक ब्लॉग भी है, ये चलाते हैं अभी भी ये दोनों, एंड इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग आर्गुमेंट दिस बुक इज मेकिंग। थोड़ा सा
हम्म
मतलब प्रॉब्लमैटिक है, मतलब बिकॉज एज अ पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमी स्टूडेंट्स इट्स वेरी समटाइम्स गोज इनटू मेन स्ट्रीम स्टफ आल्सो, एंड
या
तो वो in support of its argument, but its basic from his argument it has made is like, if you look at the model, say someone like Chelsea was run on even City is run on, he calls
हम्म
he they call them the sugar daddy models. So the idea of these
ओके
owners are they are sugar daddies. So just like a sugar daddy,
हम्म
कि आप sugar daddy आपको पैसे देता है कि आप जाके खर्चो और आप उड़ाओ,
हम्म
क्योंकि क्या है कि essentially it is in the and this is my analysis then after reading other research articles, is that कि see, I think, to be very honest, I think Roman Abramovich was the first one to in contemporary era जो इसने स्पोर्ट्स वॉशिंग का एक तरीके से इस्तेमाल किया है थ्रू चेल्सी। बिकॉज
करेक्ट
लेट्स
या
बी ऑनेस्ट, एज यू सेड, सही बोलो, पैसा लगाते हो मुनाफा कमाने के लिए, ये लोग तो पैसा डूब रहा है यहाँ पर, तू ये क्यों लगा रहा है ना।
हम्म
सिटी तो मतलब शायद प्रॉफिट्स अब कमाना शुरू किया है जब वो कंसिस्टेंटली जीत रहा है, उससे पहले नहीं पैसे तो
करेक्ट
2008 से लेकर शायद करीब 16-17 तक नहीं कमाया उन्होंने कोई पैसा, वो तो पेप के आने से हो गया, राइट। तो आई थिंक आई थिंक दिस वाज अ ह्यूज फिनोमेना जहां पर एक टर्निंग पॉइंट रहा है स्पोर्ट्स वॉशिंग के लिए। रोमन अब्रामोविच, ड्यू टू हिज ओन पर्सनल बिजनेस इंटरेस्ट एंड टू प्रोबब्ली लेजिटिमाइज हिज बिजनेस एम्पायर, जो ऑयल मिला इसको आफ्टर ब्रेकअप ऑफ सोवियत यूनियन बीइंग क्लोज एड ऑफ पुतिन वगैरह वगैरह,
या
it was a you know the story, right, the famous story तुम्हें how he bought it, he was he was deciding between two clubs, which guess which of the second club, Yash, guess mark, to buy Liverpool.
मैनचेस्टर लिवरपूल
लिवरपूल, लिवरपूल।
ओह गॉड
सो
ओके
द स्टोरी गोज 2000 आई थिंक 2004 की 2003 की बात है, तीन की बात है,
हम्म
बिफोर ही टुक ओवर वन ऑफ द लास्ट गेम्स ऑफ सीजन, लिवरपूल चेल्सी
हम्म
at Anfield, I think. Okay, and I think
व्हिच ईयर इज दिस
which year is this? 2003, 2002, 2003 season. So Gerrard is there and stuff. I think you have McManaman, you have all these players, and Chelsea have Marcus Desai, वगैरह, and I think Claudio Ranieri is the manager Chelsea में. तुम्हारा I think Gerard Houllier है या कोई और है? I think if I'm correct back.
जेरार्ड हुलियर है हाँ
Gerard
हमारा
Houllier है,
मैनेजर
yeah. तो वो आपका अब तो मैच, I think Chelsea and Liverpool were neck to neck. I think Liverpool were fourth and Chelsea was 1 point behind in fifth. So
हम्म
it was like a winner takes all. जो भी जीता चैंपियंस लीग क्वालिफिकेशन, एंड
हम्म
रिपोर्टेडली उस टाइम पे डिसाइड कर रहा था रोमन अब्रामोविच हू टू बाय, एंड ही जस्ट हैपेंड टू बी वाचिंग दैट गेम, ठीक है। एंड उस गेम, that was a very classic game apparently, and Chelsea won that game I think 3-2 or something. It was a crazy game, and obviously
हम्म
rest is history. So Chelsea qualified for Champions League, and वहां पर उसको तो ना, हाँ ये क्लब हम खरीदेंगे भाई, ये चेल्सी वाला। So I think क्या है कि these models have, these owners actually put in money for an image makeover, literally it was
या
actually a
या
PR also, publicity।
करेक्ट या हाँ हाँ हाँ
आप I mean, similarly, Qatari prince simply is interested for a very simple reason. Yeah, Sheikh Al Mansour ko, it is a way to project their nation state ambitions also, on the world and paint it in a different
या
way, and to make it look like in a different way, and it paved way for the Qatar World Cup also, right? Despite the so-called white people raising hue
करेक्ट
and cry,
करेक्ट या
and a lot of other brown people also raising hue and cry, literally brown people who work there who work there raising you and
या
yeah.
करेक्ट या हाँ
ओके, सो ये तो था एक तरफ, ठीक है, एंड वो भी उसमें हिपोक्रेसी है, राइट, बिकॉज देन वी कैन गो बैक टू स्पोर्ट्स वॉशिंग की हिस्ट्री, मुसोलिनीज इटली हैज होस्टेड वर्ल्ड कप, हिटलर जर्मनी होस्टेड ओलंपिक्स,
करेक्ट करेक्ट या
मिलिट्री जंटा रन अर्जेंटीना होस्टेड 1978 वर्ल्ड कप, वगैरह वगैरह, क्या क्या नहीं हो जो हुआ है, राइट, देयर सो मच हिपोक्रेसी है।
या
and the and I think these guys actually उस तरफ से आ रहे थे, इसलिए ये और आर्गुमेंट ये भी है, इसलिए अब दिया जा रहा है, दिस मूव टू सऊदी ऑफ लॉट ऑफ प्लेयर्स आल्सो is to
या
push for the legitimize a bid for the World Cup by
या
Saudi
या
eventually,
या
If I'm correct,
Yeah.
20, what, 30, what, like 30, 40, 34 or something, I think, if I'm correct, World Cup 20. 2034 World Cup bid के लिए apparently ये push है. So it's for them यार, it's actually investment of finance, not necessarily जैसे मार्क्स कहते थे
Correct,
MCM
yeah.
prime में जा रहा है ये rather is a side of the quote unquote the things needed to ensure MCM things outside and ensuring MCM prime remain intact kind of वाले investment in activities, right? कि आपको make sure करना है कि business opportunities आती रहे, इन लोगों का image सही रहे. For the longest time, until Russia, you can what Roman Abramovich was able to do that. उसने बहुत चीजें की है to do that, right?
Yeah, so I've heard this argument and I've
Hmm.
always wondered that China क्यों नहीं कर रहा है ये?
China tried, if you remember, बीच में उन्होंने जब चाइनीज सुपर लीग जब का एक याद है तुम्हें
Super
2015
League
16
तो
की बात है
हुआ था चालू, but why is China not buying English teams, European teams?
यार. The one reason is that because I think China has found, because I think they wanted to make that bid, that project happen also, I believe. But I think because of the crash of the Chinese Super League, I think वो थोड़ा सा reconsider करने लग गए. क्योंकि
अच्छा.
these were, I mean, they're not monarchies. I mean, they are, you can call them authoritarian states. हाँ है, लेकिन ये monarchies नहीं है. So eventually there is some sort of answerability there कि कि ये फंड्स वहीं से उठा के तुम नहीं डाल सकते भैया, वहीं पर खरीदते
Did
रहो
you
करोड़
just
मिलियंस में.
did
वहां
you
पर
just
monarchy
make
में
this
कौन आंसर देगा?
argument that Chinese are more democratic than fucking Saudis?
अबे shit. देखो इन दोनों अथॉरिटेरियंस के बीच में
It's like comparing cancer with tuberculosis.
oh my goodness.
कैंसर में तो आप मर जाओगे. प्रोसेस में आपको दिक्कत होगी, लेकिन स्टीरॉइड खा के आप ठीक हो जाओगे.
बट आप जी लोगे. You will survive. You will survive somehow. Most probably you'll survive. A very poor quality of life, but you will survive. Be grateful for that. And I think
You wouldn't have survived in the 19th century, but hey, you can survive now.
you can survive today. You can survive, not in 19th century. No, no, not at all. I want to honestly, like before this start of the podcast, I honestly want to ask you, be honest to yourself and tell me, do you think, I mean, just give me a yes or no, man. Come on, let's do this. Let's honestly ask. Do you think
हाँ,
Liverpool can win the Premier League title this season? You think so? You think this is the season? Like,
sadly no.
no, are you saying no?
Yeah, I'm saying no.
Damn, yeah. Come on. Come on, please, yeah. I'm tired of watching. Listen,
This is a
I'm pleading
jaded
you.
Liverpool fan who's been exhausted like our favorite manager by the end of his term. We were also exhausted of this juggernaut that the City team is, and
Yeah.
I refuse, to just be hopeful, because it's like, I mean, वो मतलब it's an every year sort of a thing,
It's
rinse
the hope that
repeat.
kills you.
It's the hope that kills you, exactly. And City are just, I mean, मैं लिख के नहीं दूंगा पेपर में, but I'm pretty sure that they will make a comeback Jan Feb, and they're going to win this league by 5 points or 4 points, not 10 points or 12 points, but they're going to win this league by 5 points.
यार पेप, आई थिंक पेप को चले जाना चाहिए ना प्रीमियर लीग से. हो गया यार, काफी टाइम हो गया यार प्रीमियर लीग में.
जाएगा कहाँ कहाँ जाएगा वो?
जा यार, सरिया जा, इटली में मैनेज कर, इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल कर ले, इंग्लैंड को मैनेज कर ले. इंग्लैंड चलो ट्यूकल चले गया अभी, लेकिन कुछ और कुछ भी यार.
I think
चले
he's
जा,
after
ट्राई न्यू
Alex
एक्सपेरिमेंट.
Ferguson's legacy.
वो भी है, वो भी है.
अगर वो, if he wins, even if he wins like 3 more,
Yeah, he's
people are
he's
gonna say that he's better than Fergie.
I mean, to beat, see, he can't match Fergie. That's insane. Like for that, he'll need to
Fergie's
stay another
13.
decade. Another
Fergie's
decade.
13, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Fergie is
26.
13. Fergie's 13.
26 years, yeah.
Yeah. 26 years, 13. And Pep है 5 पे, I think, if I'm correct. ना 5
5
जीते.
पे, हाँ.
यार मतलब to win 8 more, that is, he has to say मतलब at least a decade more and win 8 out of 10. अब वो
Decade
ज्यादा हो
नहीं,
जाएगा
काफी
यार.
more, yeah, yeah, yeah.
वो ज्यादा हो जाएगा. And वो उसको
हाँ,
पता है वो
10
नहीं
साल
होगी.
तो नहीं टिकेगा, yeah, 10 साल तो नहीं टिकेगा. Maybe he'll just go into retirement or go into वही upper level management.
I'll be very honest though, you know what? It'll be
हाँ,
sad the
what do
day
you
he
think?
leaves. And of course, I already miss Klopp. मैं सच बता रहा हूँ. I miss यार उसको, उसके ना इंटरव्यू, उसके साइडलाइन की जो प्रेजेंस होती है ना. I miss that charm. मुझे ऐसे कुछ लगता है, इसको देख के लगता है कि भाई ये इसको उसको उनकी फील मुझे. I'm a Chelsea fan, but मुझे उसकी स्पीच सुन के मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते थे कभी कभी. हमने कि कैसे ला रहा है इतनी एनर्जी अंदर से, कि कैसे ला रहा है.
पता
I, I
नहीं.
I really think honestly though I feel, मैं सच बता रहा हूँ आपको, if City don't win it this season, I agree, वो मैं आपके थीसिस से मैं मंजूर हूँ, ठीक है, कि City is a machine, true, but if City don't, which I believe this is season right now, मुबारक हो आप, you go into top of the table at the end of this international, before the international, during this international break.
Even if we lose to Aston Villa.
You 2 points ahead of City, so even if you lose, खुदा ना खास्ता चलो
Yeah,
हार भी गए यार, ठीक है, you're still on top. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, win as many as, get far from City as much as possible if you want to win this league. Let's be honest, we know that.
absolutely, yeah.
We all know the story how that goes if you're too close. So in all honesty, I believe कि अगर कोई भी जीत सकता है ना, मुझे एक्चुअली लगता है कि although yes, I agree, Arsenal have that X factor, but maybe they'll take them far in cup competitions. But I
Hmm.
don't believe. Believe league. I believe there is something missing sometimes in some games in league I have seen. मुझे ऐसा फीलिंग आया है. वो लिवरपूल से नहीं आया मुझे. लिवरपूल मुझे वो नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट भी मुझे लगा था इट वाज लाइक, हाँ ठीक है, इट इज अ ब्लिप था, हो गया. बट
Fingers crossed यार, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर.
we should do this more. We should keep doing this again, man. This was a lovely conversation I think we had again
Yeah,
today. काफी
absolutely.
I really wanted to talk about Liverpool and how things are, you looking at your end in a very flowery end. And I wish you best of luck for Aston Villa, but not really.
Thanks.
Yes, you know what I mean.
The feeling is mutual. We'll continue this conversation.
Definitely. Take care, brother. ख्याल रखो अपना.
Bye.
And
All right.
peace out.